Hello, everybody. Welcome to Art with John. Hope that you've been doing good. And so here we're doing a watercolor painting. Just the other day, we had found an old set of pastels. My wife's father had been a music teacher, and I guess he had given it to her a long time ago, and she just found them. So I was fooling around with these pastels, and they're oil pastels. And I didn't record it, otherwise I would have put it on the video here, but I will. I will go ahead and do that. But just when you're doing different mediums, you can get inspired to do different things. I've never done pastels before. I've done charcoal, but not pastels and not oil pastels. And so with the color mixing, it gave me some new, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was awesome. And so when I came in here to paint today, I didn't know what I was going to paint. And then I'm looking around and thinking about ideas. And then all of us, I just kind of went like, well, I looked over at that painting I did with the oil pastels. And I'm like, yeah, I want to try something like that with watercolor, Let's just have some fun with it. Mainly experiment with some colors and stuff. See what we can do. So that's what I did here. Sat down and, I'm not really looking at the color is not, such of a, it's not going to be the green, the red. Let's just mix it up is what I was thinking in my mind when I was painting this. Let's make it interesting, for once. Why not? I mean, it's painting and, for fun, right? So as I'm painting here, you'll see the different colors and, this is basically off the fly, like most of my video paintings are. It's where it's expression, just kind of letting yourself go, expressing yourself. These ain't the true color studies, value studies, none of that stuff. These are just, just be creative. Just let the colors move you. Let your imagination go wild. And that's kind of what this painting is all about here. And so that's what I was doing. And it didn't help that I've ran out of a lot of my watercolor paint. The main paint colors that I use, and that. And I don't make any money off of any of my videos here on YouTube, and I don't make any. I haven't been out to any art fairs or anything yet. This is a hobby. It's still a hobby, and I share it here on YouTube. Okay. However, I do want to try it out. At some art fairs and such. I do want to do that eventually. I did one last year, and I had a great time. So, and what I'm going to end up doing for my channel is I'm going to put just a wish list on there, an Amazon wish list I'm going to put on my channel. so that, if someone out there might want to, help me out a little bit, that's fine. And if not, I don't expect anything from nobody. Um, but it would it would help. Anyways, so I'm looking at these two masses of land, and I was like, okay, I want to make these interesting. Interesting by using the colors, by blending the colors, and that was the whole idea. Like with the pastels, I was working with the oil pastels. Was blending them. Like I'm learning how to blend them and how to use them. And so, a lot of different colors and stuff. And, it's fun to get away from sometimes the norm, or sometimes, what you're used to painting all the time. The same colors, and that's why I'm out of them, right? But, so I am using violet here, and I'm using some crimson red here, and I am using some raw umber, and I had a touch of burnt sienna here, pale yellow, this green I have, it's a very long name. You probably know it. If you know it, leave it in a comment. And just different colors in here. And I'm going to put a little guy in here too. Why not? So you'll see is how I do this, what I was, thinking about. And I wanted to make the sky interesting. Excuse me. My nerves. So here I was putting in a little bit of violet. And I was like, I did this with the pastel paintings. I was like, I kind of like that idea. I mean, it's different, putting lines down the side of the hill or mountain or bluff or whatever to kind of give it almost like indentations. And I was like, well, yeah, and then maybe at the very top of this one and such. Like kind of to give suggestive thoughts or ideas. Almost like as if these were like grooves inside of the landscape. I don't know. But I just thought it was interesting. I guess I could have used any other color and size and all that. But that's what experimenting is, and So this here is gamboge. And I was like, yeah, let's try some gamboge. Why not? And then there's that green again. It's got such a long name, I don't never use it. Starts with a P, I believe. Anyways, I'm just too lazy to go up and go look for it right now. So I'm coming around here and trying to make it a little earthy, but yet colorful. I like to, I want it just to be a colorful watercolor painting. Not too bright, not, I mean, the last one I did the Zorn palette, and that was very interesting. So I'm just putting a little bit of violet in the sky, because I want something different here. And part of the reason why I release these videos too is to hopefully inspire somebody, uh, give ideas. Hey, maybe, you're using the same colors all the time and, you know, you feel like you're stuck. Try something different. Try different colors. And, you know, and in different shapes and stuff like that. And before you know it, you might come up with something that, might interest you and inspire you to paint something different, to try something different. You know, um, why not? It's a painting, and it's your own painting, self-expression, right? And that's kind of what I was doing here, just more or less self-expression, just not really trying to. I don't. I was just trying to be. I was very relaxed, by the way. Like those times where you're like, okay, this has to look this way, this has to look that way, I want it to look that way. And this one, I didn't do that. And by not doing that, it allowed me more, you know, it actually allowed me to be more loose. Enjoying it more. And then seeing the colors, how they mix it's different. Put a few birds in there. Put a guy right here, or a girl, a woman or a man, and basically, I seen Frank Clark do this, and that's, I never forgot it. Basically, a carrot with a little ball on the top, and we'll put a little bit of fishing line, like he's going fishing. Hey, I hope that first of all, I really, really appreciate you watching my videos. And second of all, if you haven't, please like and subscribe and help my channel grow. Share my videos. Leave a comment. I really appreciate that. So I'm putting in some yellow here and some gamboge here, and just to kind of make it, interesting. And basically, I'm just having fun. That's what it's about, right? So up here, this dark patch. Can't leave it dark like that, right? Or you could, I guess. So just going back and forth with some gamboge, and I guess you would call this the Candy Rock Mountain, right? Like that song. Okay, guys. Have a wonderful day. And again, please consider liking and subscribing. Sincerely yours, John.